My friends, life does not hand out success on a silver platter. It yields its treasures only to those who are willing to claim them. There are laws, definite, unbreakable laws, that govern success, and those who master them will shape their own destiny. Today I give you 10 rules that, when applied with unwavering faith and persistence, will transform your life. 1. Have a definite purpose. A drifting ship reaches no harbor. A person without a definite purpose moves through life aimlessly, reacting to circumstances instead of shaping them. Purpose is the driving force behind all great achievements, the foundation upon which success is built. Without it, talent is wasted, energy is scattered, and potential remains unfulfilled. Every great individual in history, every empire built, every fortune made, began with a single definite idea, a clear objective that burned so intensely in the mind of its creator that it became an unstoppable force. The human mind, when directed toward a single purpose with unwavering determination, possesses a power that defies limitation, but when it is left to wander, distracted and uncertain, it produces nothing of value. The reason most people fail in life is not because they lack intelligence, talent, or opportunity. It is because they lack direction. They change their minds as easily as the wind changes direction. They chase one ambition today and abandon it tomorrow. They start projects with excitement but quit at the first sign of difficulty. They allow the opinions of others, the fears of failure, and the distractions of the world to pull them away from their true desires. To achieve anything of significance, you must first decide with absolute clarity what you want. Not what society expects of you, not what your family thinks you should pursue, but what you truly desire with all your heart. This decision must be firm, unwavering, and immune to outside influence. The moment you allow doubt or hesitation to enter, your purpose loses its power. The most powerful people in history were not necessarily the most talented, the most educated, or the most privileged. They were simply the most certain. They knew exactly what they wanted, and they refused to accept anything less. That is the power of definiteness of purpose. It eliminates confusion, removes hesitation, and compels action. Definiteness of purpose is not just about setting goals. It is about aligning your entire being, your thoughts, emotions, and actions, with a single aim. It means waking up every day with a clear vision of where you are going and taking steps, no matter how small, to move closer to it. It means saying no to distractions, avoiding people who drain your energy, and eliminating anything that does not serve your mission. When you establish a definite purpose, something remarkable happens. You develop an internal guidance system that directs you toward opportunities, people, and resources that align with your goal. You begin to see solutions where others see obstacles. You recognize doors that others walk past, and you attract the circumstances necessary to bring your vision to life. The world does not reward vague wishes or half-hearted attempts. It rewards those who commit with absolute certainty, those who declare, "This is my purpose, and I will not stop until it is fulfilled." Purpose is the first law of success, the cornerstone upon which all achievement rests. Without it, effort is wasted. With it, mountains move. 2. Master your thoughts. Your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever possess. Every invention, every great achievement, every fortune, and every failure first existed as a thought. The thoughts you hold in your mind are shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. They determine the actions you take, the decisions you make, and ultimately, the life you live. The person who masters their thoughts masters their destiny. Yet most people allow their minds to run uncontrolled, filled with doubt, fear, and negativity. They permit outside influences, news, gossip, failures, and the opinions of others to dictate what they believe is possible. They surrender their greatest power without even realizing it. But those who understand the creative force of thought guard their minds as a king guards his treasury. Every thought you entertain is either moving you toward success or pushing you toward failure. There is no neutral ground. The mind, like a fertile field, will grow whatever is planted in it. If you allow weeds of fear, doubt, and limitation to take root, they will choke out any possibility of success. But if you deliberately plant thoughts of confidence, determination and prosperity, your life will begin to reflect those qualities. To master your thoughts, you must first become aware of them. Observe your mind as you would an unruly child. What do you say to yourself when faced with a challenge? Do you tell yourself that you are capable, strong, and destined to win? Or do you allow fear to whisper that you are not good enough, not smart enough, not lucky enough? Every word you repeat to yourself is shaping your reality. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between truth and lies, it simply accepts whatever you repeatedly tell it. If you constantly affirm your ability to succeed, your mind will work tirelessly to make that a reality. If you dwell on failure, lack, and limitation, your mind will create circumstances to match. This is why the most successful people are deliberate about their thoughts. They do not allow negativity to linger. They replace doubt with certainty, worry with faith, and weakness with strength. A great leader, a great entrepreneur, a great artist. All of them succeed, not because they have more talent than others, but because they have conditioned their minds for success. They have trained themselves to see opportunities where others see problems. They have learned to turn failures into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. They have developed the habit of thinking in ways that attract the results they desire. To transform your life, you must first transform your mind. Begin by feeding it only that which strengthens it. Read books that inspire, listen to voices that uplift, and surround yourself with people who encourage growth. Whenever a negative thought arises, replace it immediately with a thought of confidence and success. Do this with discipline, and soon your entire reality will shift. Your mind is the master key. Use it wisely. 3. Develop a burning desire. Lukewarm wishes bring lukewarm results. If you want to transform your life, your desire must burn so intensely that it becomes an obsession. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not talent, not luck, not intelligence. It is the intensity of their desire. The people who achieve greatness do not merely wish for success. They hunger for it. They breathe it. They live it. They think about it day and night. A weak desire will never move you beyond your current circumstances. Most people go through life saying they want success, wealth, happiness, or achievement, but when challenges arise they give up. Why? Because their desire was not strong enough to carry them through adversity. A burning desire does not yield to obstacles, it finds a way through, around, or over them. It refuses to be denied. Think of the greatest inventors, leaders, and pioneers in history. They were not people of mere interest or casual ambition, they were people of obsession. Thomas Edison, after failing thousands of times to invent the electric light bulb, did not stop because his desire was stronger than his failures. Henry Ford, who was laughed at for his vision of mass-producing automobiles, did not waver because his desire was unshakable. Every towering success in history can be traced back to one thing: a burning desire. Desire, when strong enough, becomes a force of nature. It transforms limitations into opportunities, obstacles into stepping stones, and failures into lessons. A person with a burning desire does not need motivation from others. They do not need to be pushed. They wake up every morning with a fire inside them, an inner drive that refuses to be ignored. They do not wait for perfect conditions, they create them. A burning desire must be definite. It is not enough to say, "I want success," or "I want to be wealthy." Those are vague wishes, not true desires. A real burning desire is specific. It says, "I will achieve financial freedom by building a business that generates $1 million a year." It says, "I will master my craft and become a world-renowned expert in my field." The more specific the desire, the stronger its power. The human mind is wired to move toward what it focuses on. When your desire is clear and intense, it activates forces within you that you did not even know existed. It sharpens your thinking, heightens your awareness, and attracts the people, resources, and opportunities needed to make it a reality. To develop a burning desire, you must feed it daily. Read about those who have achieved great things. Visualize your success so vividly that it feels real. Speak your goals aloud until they become ingrained in your subconscious. Remove all doubt, all hesitation, all thoughts of failure. Surround yourself with reminders of your purpose, and never allow your fire to dim. 4. Take decisive action. The world does not reward intentions, dreams, or wishes. It rewards action. No amount of planning, hoping, or strategizing will bring success unless it is backed by action. Every great achievement, every fortune built, every innovation that changed the course of history happened because someone took action when others hesitated. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. Successful people act while others wait. Indecision is the silent thief of opportunity. It paralyzes the mind, delays progress, and allows fear to creep in. How many people have brilliant ideas but never act on them? How many dream of a better life but hesitate when the moment to move forward arrives? Hesitation is the breeding ground for failure. Those who delay, those who wait for the perfect moment, those who second-guess themselves. These are the people who remain where they are, while others pass them by. Decisive action requires courage. It means stepping forward even when uncertainty looms. It means making a decision and committing to it fully, rather than wavering between choices. The most successful people in history did not have all the answers when they started. They did not wait for certainty, they moved forward with faith and adjusted along the way. The world belongs to those who take action, those who dare, those who refuse to stand still. Action must be immediate. The moment an idea strikes, the moment an opportunity appears, the moment you feel the urge to pursue a goal, that is the moment to act. The longer you wait, the weaker your drive becomes. The mind begins to rationalize, to create excuses, to magnify obstacles. But when you act immediately, you set a powerful force in motion. Momentum builds, and one step forward leads to another. The greatest mistake people make is believing they need to know every step before they begin. Success is not a perfectly paved road, it is a path that reveals itself as you walk it. You do not need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. The knowledge, the skills, the resources, these come as you move forward. But they will never come if you remain still. Failure does not come from making the wrong decision, it comes from making no decision at all. Every action, even if imperfect, moves you closer to your goal. Every mistake is a lesson that refines your strategy. The person who takes action and fails, learns more, grows more, and achieves more than the person who waits for certainty and does nothing. Massive success is built on a foundation of consistent, persistent action. It is not one big leap but a series of small deliberate steps taken every day. It is the habit of pushing forward despite challenges, of refusing to let setbacks derail progress. Those who develop this habit become unstoppable. Those who take action, no matter how imperfect, will always outrun those who wait for the perfect moment. 5. Surround yourself with the right people. Your environment shapes you in ways you cannot always see. The people you spend the most time with influence your thoughts, your beliefs, and ultimately, your day. If you surround yourself with those who inspire, challenge, and push you to become better, you will rise to higher levels. But if you allow yourself to remain in the company of doubters, complainers, and those who accept mediocrity, their mindset will seep into yours. Success is never achieved in isolation. Every great leader, every visionary, every high achiever understood the power of association. They deliberately aligned themselves with people who shared their ambitions, who encouraged their growth, and who held them accountable to higher standards. They understood that success is contagious, but so is failure. Look closely at your circle. Are the people around you lifting you up or pulling you down? Do they inspire you to take action, to think bigger, to believe in yourself? Or do they plant seeds of doubt, discourage ambition, and feed you reasons why things cannot be done? The conversations you engage in daily are shaping your future. If you listen to negativity, if you absorb the fears and limitations of those around you, your own vision will shrink. The world is full of people who are content with the status quo, who do not strive for greatness, who see ambition as unrealistic. These people will tell you to be realistic, to play it safe, to settle for what you have. But nothing great was ever achieved by playing it safe. Nothing extraordinary was ever built by those who feared risk. If you allow yourself to be surrounded by small thinkers, you will become a small thinker yourself. Seek out those who are achieving more than you, those who have the mindset, habits, and discipline that lead to success. Study them, learn from them, absorb their way of thinking. When you associate with people who have already accomplished what you desire, their belief in what is possible will expand your own. Their confidence will fuel yours. Their vision will inspire you to stretch beyond your limits. Success is not just about what you know, it is about who you know and who you allow to influence your thinking. The right mentors, the right friends, the right business partners can accelerate your growth in ways you never imagined. But this requires intention. It requires letting go of relationships that no longer serve your highest potential. It requires choosing your circle with the same level of care that you choose your goals. Your mind is like a sponge, absorbing the attitudes, beliefs, and habits of those around you. If you want to transform your life, you must transform your environment. Choose to be in rooms where you are the least knowledgeable, where you are challenged to grow, where you are inspired to push beyond your comfort zone. The quality of your relationships will determine the quality of your future. 6. Cultivate self-discipline. Success is not built on motivation alone. Motivation fades, emotions change, and inspiration comes and goes. But self-discipline, the ability to take consistent action regardless of how you feel, is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who settle for mediocrity. Without self-discipline, talent is wasted, ambition remains unfulfilled, and dreams remain nothing more than ideas. Self-discipline is the foundation upon which all achievement is built. It is the ability to do what must be done, even when you do not feel like doing it. It is waking up early when you would rather sleep in. It is staying focused on your goals when distractions pull at your attention. It is working when others are resting, persisting when others quit, and following through when others make excuses. Most people allow their emotions to dictate their actions. They wait until they feel like it before taking action, but those who rely on feelings to determine their efforts will always struggle. Feelings are unreliable. They change with the weather, with circumstances, with fatigue. But discipline is a decision. It is a commitment to act, regardless of how you feel. Those who master discipline do not wait for motivation. They create it through action. Every great achievement in history was the result of discipline. The athlete who trains while others sleep, the entrepreneur who works tirelessly to build a vision, the artist who refines their craft day after day, all of them succeed because they mastered the ability to push forward even when the excitement wore off. They understood that discipline is what turns dreams into reality. Discipline begins in the mind. It is the ability to control impulses, to resist distractions, and to focus on what truly matters. The undisciplined mind is scattered, jumping from one idea to another, never finishing what it starts, but the disciplined mind is focused, determined, and relentless. It does not waste time on meaningless activities. It does not indulge in habits that weaken its power. It directs all energy toward a single objective until success is achieved. Small, consistent actions, repeated over time, create massive results. Discipline is not about grand gestures, it is about daily habits. The small decisions you make every day, whether to read or to scroll mindlessly, whether to work or to procrastinate, whether to push forward or to make excuses, are shaping your future. Every disciplined action brings you closer to your goals, while every indulgence in laziness or distraction moves you further away. Those who develop self-discipline create an inner strength that cannot be shaken. They do not depend on external circumstances to determine their success. They do not wait for the right time, or for everything to feel perfect. They take action, they persist, and they push through obstacles with unwavering commitment. The disciplined person does not hope for success, they command it through their relentless effort. 7. Overcome fear with faith. Fear is the greatest enemy of success. It paralyzes the mind, weakens the spirit, and keeps countless people from reaching their full potential. Fear whispers lies, telling you that you are not good enough, that you will fail, that you should play it safe. It convinces people to settle for less than they deserve, to avoid risks, and to remain trapped in mediocrity. But those who achieve greatness understand one truth: fear is an illusion, and it can only control you if you allow it. Faith is the antidote to fear. It is the belief in yourself, in your abilities, and in the certainty that you are meant for something greater. Faith is what pushes people to step forward when others hesitate. It is what gives them the strength to take action when there are no guarantees. It is the force that turns ordinary individuals into extraordinary leaders, visionaries, and pioneers. Every successful person has faced fear. The difference is they refused to let it stop them. They understood that fear is nothing more than a signal that they are stepping outside their comfort zone, a place where growth happens. Instead of running from fear, they embraced it. They moved toward it with faith, knowing that courage is not the absence of fear but the decision to act in spite of it. Fear thrives in the mind. It grows when you feed it with doubt, hesitation, and negative thoughts. It magnifies obstacles, making them seem bigger than they really are. But faith operates in the same way. Whatever you feed grows. When you feed your mind with belief, confidence, and determination, faith becomes stronger than fear. Instead of seeing obstacles, you see opportunities. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, you focus on what could go right. The world belongs to those who are willing to take risks. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every fortune ever made required someone to overcome fear. The greatest inventors in history were told their ideas would never work. The most successful entrepreneurs risked failure before achieving greatness. The most legendary leaders faced doubt and criticism before making history, but they moved forward anyway, because their faith was greater than their fear. Fear tricks people into thinking they need more certainty before they act. It convinces them to wait for the right time, to gather more information, to feel more confident before taking the first step. But the truth is, confidence comes from action, not the other way around. Those who wait for fear to disappear will wait forever. Those who move forward despite fear build the confidence they need along the way. Faith is not blind optimism. It is a decision to trust in your own ability to succeed. It is the inner knowing that you are capable, that you are strong enough, and that nothing can stop you unless you allow it. When you develop this kind of faith, fear loses its power. It becomes nothing more than a challenge to overcome, a temporary illusion standing between you and the life you are meant to live. 8. Develop an unshakable persistence. The road to success is paved with obstacles, setbacks, and failures. Most people give up when they encounter difficulties, but those who achieve greatness understand a fundamental truth. Persistence is the master key to success. It is the force that turns failure into triumph, that transforms impossibilities into realities, and that separates those who reach their goals from those who quit too soon. Every person who has ever achieved anything worthwhile has faced moments of doubt, hardship, and rejection. The difference is, they refused to quit. They pressed on when others stopped. They pushed through resistance when the average person would have surrendered. They understood that success is not a straight path. It is a series of challenges designed to test one's resolve. Failure is never the end unless you allow it to be. It is simply feedback, a lesson in disguise, a stepping stone on the journey. But most people see failure as defeat. They allow one rejection, one mistake, one disappointment to convince them that their dreams are out of reach. Those who persist, however, recognize failure for what it truly is: a temporary obstacle, a teacher that reveals what needs to be adjusted, improved, or strengthened. The most successful people in history were not always the most talented, the most intelligent, or the most gifted, but they were the most persistent. Thomas Edison conducted over 10,000 failed experiments before perfecting the electric light bulb. Henry Ford faced multiple bankruptcies before revolutionizing the automobile industry. Walt Disney was rejected by banks over 300 times before securing the funding to build his empire. These individuals were not deterred by failure because they possessed an unshakable persistence. Persistence is not about blindly repeating the same actions, it is about adapting, learning, and finding new ways to move forward. It requires the ability to adjust strategies while remaining committed to the goal. It demands resilience in the face of obstacles, and an unbreakable belief that success is inevitable for those who refuse to quit. Most people stop when things become difficult. They let fear, fatigue, and frustration convince them that the struggle is not worth it. But the truth is, the greatest breakthroughs come just beyond the point where most people give up. The moment when it feels easiest to quit is often the moment right before success. Those who persist beyond this point, who push through when everything seems impossible, are the ones who ultimately succeed. To develop unshakable persistence, one must first eliminate all thoughts of retreat. The person who approaches success with a mindset of "I will try" will fail because they have already allowed the possibility of quitting. But the person who says "I will persist until I succeed" has already won in their mind. They do not entertain doubt, they do not consider failure as final, and they do not stop until their goal is achieved. 9. Maintain a definite purpose. A life without purpose is like a ship without a captain, drifting aimlessly, controlled by the winds of circumstance and destined to go nowhere. The people who achieve greatness, who build legacies, and who transform their lives are those who live with a definite purpose. They know exactly what they want, why they want it, and how they will pursue it. Their purpose is their guiding force, their North Star, the reason they wake up every morning with energy and direction. Most people wander through life without a clear goal. They allow distractions, temporary pleasures, and the expectations of others to dictate their actions. They settle for whatever life gives them instead of demanding what they truly desire. But those who live with purpose are different. They are driven by a vision so strong that it shapes every decision they make. Their purpose is not a vague wish or a passing dream, it is a deeply rooted conviction that fuels their every action. A definite purpose gives meaning to effort. It turns work into a mission, challenges into stepping stones, and obstacles into lessons. Without purpose, even the most talented individuals lack direction. They may work hard, but without a clear goal, their efforts are scattered and ineffective. But when a person has a burning desire, backed by a definite purpose, they become unstoppable. Every setback is merely a test of their commitment. Every failure, a lesson that refines their strategy. Clarity is power. The more specific your purpose, the stronger your ability to achieve it. Saying "I want to be successful" is not enough. Success must be clearly defined. What does it look like? How will you measure it? Why is it important to you? The more detailed your purpose, the more focused your mind becomes. When you know exactly what you want, your subconscious mind begins working day and night to help you achieve it. Opportunities appear, resources align, and the right people come into your life, all because you have given your mind a clear direction. Purpose is the foundation of persistence. Without it, challenges feel overwhelming and setbacks seem like reasons to quit. But when you are driven by a powerful purpose, nothing can shake your determination. The person who has a strong enough reason to succeed will endure any hardship, overcome any obstacle, and push through any resistance. They do not allow temporary defeats to discourage them, because they are guided by something greater than momentary setbacks. To maintain a definite purpose, one must constantly reaffirm it. Write it down, visualize it, and remind yourself daily why it matters. Let it become a part of your identity, something so deeply ingrained in your mind that every action you take aligns with it. The world does not reward hesitation, confusion, or uncertainty. It rewards those who move with clear intent. When you live with purpose, you become a force of nature, directing your own fate instead of leaving it to chance. 10. Master the power of your mind. The greatest tool you possess is your mind. It is the command center of your life, shaping your thoughts, beliefs, and actions. Every success, every failure, every triumph, and every setback begins in the mind. Those who master their minds master their destinies, while those who allow their minds to be controlled by doubt, fear, and negativity remain trapped in mediocrity. Your mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant in it will grow. If you plant seeds of confidence, ambition, and determination, you will reap a harvest of success. But if you allow negative thoughts, fears, and self-doubt to take root, they will choke your potential before it ever has a chance to flourish. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who remain average is not luck or talent. It is the thoughts they choose to nurture. Most people underestimate the power of their own minds. They allow outside influences, news, opinions, past failures, to dictate their beliefs. They accept limitations imposed by others, never realizing that they have the ability to break free from any mental chain. But those who understand the mind's power refuse to be controlled by negativity. They guard their thoughts like a fortress, allowing only ideas that strengthen and empower them to take hold. The mind does not distinguish between reality and imagination. It believes whatever you repeatedly tell it. If you constantly think, "I am not good enough," or "I will never succeed," your subconscious will accept these statements as truth and shape your actions accordingly. But if you affirm, "I am capable, I am unstoppable, and I create my own success," your mind will work tirelessly to make these beliefs a reality. Your thoughts become your reality whether you realize it or not. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools for mastering the mind. Every great achievement begins as a mental picture. The most successful people in the world, athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, see themselves succeeding long before it happens. They create vivid mental images of their goals, feel the emotions of success, and condition their minds to believe that achievement is inevitable. When the mind is convinced, the body follows. Control over the mind requires discipline. Just as the body must be trained to become strong, the mind must be trained to resist negative influences. This means eliminating self-doubt, replacing fear with faith, and refusing to entertain thoughts that weaken your potential. It means surrounding yourself with positive influences, reading empowering material, and speaking words that reinforce success. Your mind is a magnet, attracting circumstances that align with your dominant thoughts. If you think like a winner, act like a winner, and believe like a winner, success will be drawn to you. But if you allow your mind to dwell on failure, obstacles, and limitations, these will manifest in your life. The key is to take control, to program your mind for success, and to become the master of your own thoughts, rather than a servant to negative conditioning. The power to transform your life lies entirely within you. Success is not reserved for a select few. It is available to anyone willing to apply the principles that govern achievement. The difference between those who create extraordinary lives and those who remain stuck in mediocrity is not luck, talent, or circumstance. It is mindset, discipline, and action. You have been given the 10 rules to transform your life, principles that, when applied with conviction, will elevate you beyond anything you once believed possible. It begins with taking control of your mind, for every success and every failure originates in thought. It requires defining a clear purpose, one so powerful that it drives you forward even in the face of obstacles. It demands persistence, the unwavering refusal to quit despite setbacks, and self-discipline, the ability to take action whether you feel like it or not. Transformation comes through faith over fear, believing in yourself and your vision even when doubt creeps in. It requires surrounding yourself with the right people, those who lift you higher instead of holding you back. It means taking decisive action, refusing to wait for perfect conditions, and moving forward with certainty. These principles are not mere theories. They are the foundation upon which every great achievement has been built. Those who internalize them, who apply them daily, who refuse to let excuses or distractions take hold, these are the ones who rise, who conquer, who create lives of purpose, power, and fulfillment. The question is no longer, can you transform your life? The question is, will you?